Alright, here's a quick video of the Prius so you can just kind of have an idea of what's wrong with it for anyone who's interested in buying it. This comes off. I have the part to fix it, so we can fix that. But you just get the little plastic parts at the auto parts store. This is torn apart, so one of my boys made this, but you'll want to buy a real one. This is the improvised duct for the cooling fan made out of cardboard. But it's just a plastic piece that goes from here to cool the hybrid battery. But it's not too hard to. I think a new one or a used one's like $30. There's no spare tire, so keep that in mind. You're gonna need a spare tire. The 12 volt does work. Surprisingly, it still works. On these seats, you can see a little bit of a hole there. It still works if you know how to fiddle with it. I can kind of show you. No floor mats. Okay, so the coolant leaks out when you turn the heater on. I thought it was this part, and one of the mechanics I took it to told me it was the radiator. I changed this part out and the radiator. This is the old one. I'll leave it in here so you can see what part it was. And neither one seemed to fix the problem, so maybe the heater core leaks or something. I'm gonna turn the light on so you can see better. But seats aren't too bad. Let me show you this. So when unhooking the seats to fix the hybrid battery, the bolts got stripped out. So these are aftermarket bolts and they're not very strong. So if somebody's sitting back here during an accident, the seat might become disconnected, which is a huge safety liability. So you'll want to probably replace these bolts with stronger bolts. But those work. But if it's just you in the car, you might be okay. That's a really important thing to keep in mind. It has the proximity key, so if you have the key in your pocket, it'll start fine. 2008. It's had the capacitor and the dashboard fixed, and so it doesn't do that thing. If you're familiar with Priuses, it turns on every time. So dashboard capacitor has been fixed. The battery, it works okay. Air conditioner works great, but it oh, there it goes. What was I gonna say? The battery works great, but if it gets really hot, sometimes it doesn't work. And so you just have to wait for it to cool down or keep the windows down or something. Gas thing is disconnected, so you have to pull that wire. Same with the hood, you have to pull the wire. So there's a reason I'm selling it so cheap, because of all the stuff that's wrong with it. It's gonna need new tires, so keep that in mind. Oh, I'm gonna turn it off. But all of that stuff's pretty easy to deal with or to fix. You can see, oh, there's a dent here you should know about. I think it shows up in the pictures. A dog ran into it. That's from a dog chasing a rabbit. Anyway, oh, this is missing, so you're gonna have to get, if you care, if you don't care, just leave it missing, I guess. This has blue coolant in it, or green, I mean, sorry, green. Some people say it's supposed to have the red coolant, and so just be mindful of that if you want to change it out. So the coolant leak, it seems to shoot out up here, and I don't know, I have no idea what's going on. I took it on a stress test up a really steep road up the Uinta Mountains and had the air conditioner on the whole time, and it ran great the whole time. But once I turned the heater on, the coolant leaked out and it overheated. So there's that, and it's overheated several times, and so it drives fine. I do not know if there's engine damage from all the overheating. It has an aftermarket horn, just a silly sounding horn. Here, I'll honk it. Oh, Sometimes it sounds better. So anyway, now that the neighbors are awake, I want to get in there and show you better where the coolant is, but basically the coolant leaks out and sprays all in here somewhere. At least that's where I've noticed the residue from the coolant. I redid the spark plugs maybe a year ago and cleaned, put a bunch of seafoam through it and to try to clean the engine. Maybe I can get under here. Let's see. It's got the fog lights. It's got the GPS and map. Not that it works very good, but it's there. I don't know if you can see anything, but that's kind of, maybe you can see the coolant leak. There's the underside. Oh, looks like that bushing's worn out right there. But anyway, it has a weird aftermarket radiator, because I thought that was the problem with the coolant leak. That's what one of the mechanics told me, but we replaced the radiator and it still leaked. But there's a few other little things. I think there's 2 bolts here. I think one of them's missing. It's not focusing very well, but anyway, so just so you know what you're getting into. I mean, the air conditioner works, but when the car runs, the tires aren't going to last a lot longer. Tires are pretty much totally bald. Not pretty much, they are totally bald. So it could be a good short term, or if you want to invest the effort in the tires. But before you put money in buying new tires, I would get the coolant leak fixed first, because that's going to be your biggest thing. And when you test drive it, you can kind of get a feel for how much power it has and that kind of stuff. Anyway, that's a rundown of it all. It's still not focusing, is it? Let's see if I make it focus. There it goes. Yep, no spare tire. So things that are good, the 12 volt seems to be working fine. The air conditioner works fine. Key works fine. Anyway, that's a rundown of what you're getting yourself into if you buy this car.